that 14th time versus the 13th time?
It's when I found my first mentor. That changed everything. So I said that's also why I'm such a big proponent of having a mentor.
Absolutely.
That because before that I tried most things like most people. I read the success books and going to
Think and
seminars
Grow Rich.
and Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Right, yeah.
Right? You know, back and forth many times. Like all these books, and you know, I would get up in the morning and I would look in the mirror and say, I'm successful and it's gonna be a great day.
Affirmation,
and I would visualize. I did all this
meditate,
shit.
law of
Meditate and put vision board. I did all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, you know, all
Right.
this stuff, right? So it was okay. I think all those things they help, but really the turning point was when I found my first mentor. His name is Alan. And at the time, Alan he ran one of he was the founder of a Ring real estate investment network in Canada, which was at the time one of the largest real estate investment network in Canada. And
how did you find him?
Good question.
Because I want to ask you that, because there might be somebody listening to this or watching this that might be on their 12th or 13th failure, right at that turning point. So to somebody sitting there and kind of confused, how did you find your mentor, and what would be your recommendation?
I'll tell you how I found my mentor, and I'll give them the advice of where to find. So at the time, I was just like an opportunity junkie.
Right.
I had no money, so I would attend these like free seminars, and I would get on these like mailing lists, right? And Alan was running one of the largest financial seminar companies in Canada. He was the first one that brought Robert Kiyosaki to Canada.
From Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki.
Before even Kiyosaki was famous. He was the first guy. So I was getting all these junk mails, direct mail, like not Instagram, not Facebook,
right?
Direct mail, right?
Yeah.
And I would always be fascinated by the way that he would write these sales letters.
Right.
And I would collect them. I would collect them, put in 3-0 punch them, put them in a binder, and I would save them and I would study them. I was just fascinated by the way he communicates, right?
So the copywriting on
Copywriting. And I remember the name Alan Jacks, right? That's his name. And at one time I was attending a free conference. I was sitting in the back, and I was watching the speaker. A gentleman sat down next to me and was watching the speaker, was looking at you. I was like, I noticed a name tag.
Yeah.
It says Alan Jacks.
Wow.
And I thought, no fucking way.
Yeah.
No way. And I said, are you Alan Jacks? He said, yes. I said, are you the one that's hosting these events and writing these letters? And it's like, yes. He said, I am. I'm like, holy fuck, right? Holy shit, that's my internal dialogue. I try to be calm.
Right.
I said, holy fuck. I said, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Like, I love what you do. And he thought I was referring to the event. I was like, yeah, you know, we do pretty good events. I said, no. I study your letters.
Yeah.
I said, I collect them. I tell them I collect these letters. And he was shocked because I don't think he's ever had anyone telling him that.
Right.
Like a young guy, 20-someone, 21 years old, like talking
Fanning
about
out
marketing.
on the copywriting.
Yeah, collecting the junk mail. And I was just fascinated. I said, Mr. Jacks, I said, can I buy you lunch? And I always remember the reply. He paused. He said, what the hell, I gotta eat.
Yeah.
That was the start of a relationship.
Wow.
And we had lunch, we talked for hours. And then afterwards, I asked him to be my mentor, which he turned me down. And I was, again, not recommending this. I was basically stalking him in his office. Right? I went to his office every fucking day, every day.
So you would physically go there?
I would go to the office, I would say anything, I would pick up the trash, anything.
Yeah.
I would just demonstrating, I want to help, anything.
Yeah.
I don't care about money, I don't want a salary, I don't want anything. And finally a month later, they said, okay, I just need to hire you, just so this is bothering me so much, right? He's bothering my staff. Fine, like this young man is like crazy, right? And he did, and I worked for him for almost for a year, for next to nothing.
Wow.
And I was, funny story. So we were doing a lot of direct mail, right? So we stuffed these envelopes, and I would help stuff the envelopes. And you know the envelope, the stamps, and I would lick the envelope,
right?
And I would put after about 2 weeks of that, he said, Dan, you can actually use water for that. I was so dumb. I was getting poisoned, like licking 500 envelopes like that and put the whole thing in. But that's how I got started.
Right.
That's like how naive I was. But I was just hungry.
How old were you at that time?
21.
Okay.
21.
And let me go back to that moment where you asked him to lunch. Was it a little bit scary? Were you in your head like, should I not? Because I think a lot of people might get to the point where they're sitting next to an opportunity, but you pulled the trigger on it. Can you talk a little bit about what was going on in your mind?
I wasn't nervous. I was just like so happy that I kind of, it's like you meeting your favorite, celebrity or something like that, right? And I was too dumb to be scared.
Yeah.
And I was just, hey, can I buy your lunch?
Yeah.
And that was it. I still remember. But even when we go to lunch, I told him like very strict, say, Helen, actually I want to buy lunch, but I don't have a lot of money. So I could afford the burger, but if you want like something expensive, I could. He loves it.
Wow.
He just loves like how transparent I was as a young man.
Yeah.
And still to this day, after all these years, he's still my mentor. We still
That's
talk.
incredible.
Actually, I'm doing a big event in October. He's going to be one of my speakers.
Wow. To think that you were in the back of that room and now he's speaking.
And not only that, because Alan, later on in life, he was actually suffered by Parkinson's disease. So he lost his ability to work. And he was healthy, was not well. Genius, but he's not well. Being able to now having him come back and kind of giving back to him, I actually paid him a very hefty speaking fee. He would speak for free, but I gave him a speaking fee just to, help him what he did for me, and now all these years. So that's the kind of, maybe it's because maybe it's Chinese, it's a culture. Because I think a lot of people, they misunderstood the word mentor.
Right.
Like to me, if you go see online, you watch some videos, that's not a mentor-mentee relationship, right?
What is a mentor?
I much more prefer the word sifu. You see a lot of them, they call me sifu. In Chinese, it means mentor. It means, in Japanese, it's sensei. I think it's a one-on-one, more lifetime relationship. I have a martial art background, as you know, that you think about back in ancient time, when someone was teaching martial art, it's an inner circle, private door, closed door. I transfer my lifetime skill to you. That's a mentor-mentee relationship. It's not, hey, watch some fucking videos and I'm your mentor. To me, that's not it.
Right.
That is learning, but mentor is someone, it goes way, way deeper than that.
Yeah.
I think it's not a transactional relationship. It's not even to go to an event, you watch the guy for 3 days. I think it's a transformational relationship. That someone can impact you in a very deep way. That's a mentor relationship. And that's why all these years, they're still my mentors, right?
So after that mentorship with Alan, what happens in you to where you start scaling it? Is that when you get into copywriting, or what happens?
Yeah, so right after 1 year, I've worked for him for 1 year. And at the time, at first I was doing office work. Later on, he was asking me to kind of edit some of his copy.
Right.
And later on, as I got better, and he would say, have me write it. I remember the first time I wrote a letter for him.
Yeah.
But he was teaching me.
Right.
In that kind of way. And I wrote a letter to him. I said, hey, Alan, I spent like weeks crafting this piece. I gave it to him. He looked at it for like seconds. He crumbled and said, this is shit. He said, do it again.
Oh, man.
He said, do it again. And I was devastated.
Yeah.
Because
took it personally.
It's very personally. And then I said, go back to, fuck. And then a week later, I brought it back to him. He looked at it a few seconds, crumbled, this is shit. I said, it cannot be shit. I said, I've looked at it, I've crafted the headline, I've crafted the copy. I said, I've done the best that I could. Believe me. He said, try again. Third time, I looked at it. I'm like, burn a bit midnight oil. I went to him. He looked at it a little bit longer this time. He said, it is still shit. I said, no, there's no fucking way it's shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, I said, I've done everything I possibly could. This is the best thing that I could have ever written. Trust me, it's my best work, right? He said, go back. Finally, he's back and forth many times. Probably, I think it's 6 or 7 times.
And you're not losing interest at this time? It's intensifying your
No,
motivation?
because I have
How
so
you
much
feel?
respect to him, right? So whatever he asked me to do. And here's the thing,
Do
when
it.
you find a mentor, listen to the fucking mentor, right? Don't just, oh yeah, you're my mentor, but I tell you to do something that you don't listen, and that's kind of dumb, right?
Yeah.
At the time, it was just, okay, whatever you need. But I gave my very best, but he was still not happy. And I think 6 or 7 times, I look at his piece, this is pretty good.
Ooh, nice.
And then later on, this is like later on, many years later, we had a conversation. He said, actually, the first piece was pretty good.
Wow.
But he said, I need to challenge you. You thought you've given your best, that's not your best. Second time you thought that was your best, that was not your best. Now what is your best compared to what you thought was your best, there's a gap. He said, that's how you get better. Most people will be happy with this. That's not how you become a master.